All right, my friends, in this video, we're gonna do something very fun. We're gonna compare the JBL Flip 6, really nice Bluetooth speaker, top of the line, to the Bola Buddy X-Go C27-C. Now here's why I'm comparing these two speakers. You decide you're gonna buy something really nice. So you jump on Amazon and you search it up. And there it is on Amazon in all its glory. And then there's always the suggested product, the Amazon choice, that's somewhere between half or a quarter of the price of the really nice thing that you're buying. And you think to yourself, I wonder if I could buy that other thing for a quarter of the price and get the same exact product and save all of that money. That's exactly what happened to me. So I thought it would be interesting to buy both and do a video on how they compare so that when you have the same experience, you could take a look at it, decide which one you want to purchase. Now, we're gonna do this scientifically. So first, I'm gonna unbox each one. There are plenty of people that have reviewed this speaker. And they talk about the dBs and they talk about the blah, blah, blahs. And frankly, it just goes way over my head because I'm not a sound guy. We're gonna talk about the things that matter. How easy is it to connect on the phone? What does it sound like? What does it look like? How easy is it to control from the phone versus the speaker? How long does the battery last? We're gonna talk about all of those things that actually matter to you, the consumer who's not a speaker person. Now, I'm gonna do a listening test with a few guests on this video. We're gonna blindfold them. We're gonna bring them into the studio, we're gonna blindfold them. They're not gonna know which speaker I'm playing when, and they're gonna have to guess which one it was. And we're gonna see if they can tell the difference between the JBL Flip 6 and the X-Go. So first, let's dive in, let's unbox. You can tell right away, this is a different box experience than this. Some people really love to have an opening experience with their electronics. It says 12-hour battery, and obviously Bluetooth, and it's just really cool design. And you know, you've seen these speakers out in the wild. A lot of brands are putting the magnets inside the box for that crisp opening experience. This is obviously gonna be instruction manuals, accessories, charging cords, you name it, it's gonna be in this package. We just have a standard USB-C to USB-A cord for charging. No power block, which is annoying. I went for this really cool teal, I thought it was cool, this really cool teal color. You can see it inside the box like that. Of course, they have the JBL sticking out. I'm not gonna lie, it's impressive. And I really like the way that it looks. It's got some good weight to it. It has this material all over the outside of it. The buttons are a really cool design. We have this, looks like a repeat button. This is probably volume and play. And then on the top, we have the Flip 6. We have the power button. I'm guessing this is the pairing button. And then we have the USB-C charging port. All in all, it's a really cool speaker. One cool feature about the JBLs is, and it's the first speaker I ever saw it in, is they have these ends that bump when you play the music. Of course, it adds to the experience of the speaker. It kind of sits just like this. There is this thing, this rubber piece on the back. I think that just holds it in place. Yeah, because it automatically rocks back to that. Let's dive into the Bola Buddy X-Go. Now this is Amazon's suggestion that is comparable to the JBL Flip 6. It is a top-end open box here. We have the charging cord. Same thing here, USB to USB-C, and we have the leash for the actual speaker that's wrapped around the power cord. So I'm gonna put those over here as accessories for that. And then not quite the experience of the JBL, but we have this plastic wrapped speaker that we just pull out. Not a lot of protection for the speaker, but you know, it is a quarter of the price. So maybe we don't need to protect it. All right, so first glance, it has a similar material to it on the front. I do know once we turn this on, there's gonna be some LED action and some lights that are supposed to be really fun. There's a clear bottom to it with rubber feet. Obviously that's essential because this thing's gonna be a bumpin'. And then we have all of the controls at the top, the power, the volume down, the play, pause, the plus, and then this is, I'm guessing, an LED control. You could probably control the color of the lights or something like that with that baby. On back here, there's a little door that you pop open, and there's USB-C charge right here, and then there's an auxiliary in. That's one thing I did not see with the Flip 6. There's no auxiliary in. I don't know that I would ever use that, but if you might be wanting to use that. Actually, we did use that on a speaker one time from my daughter's drum set. We needed to run a cord from the drum set to the speaker, her electronic drum set. So could be useful, and the JBL does not have that feature. What's also interesting is that they kind of copied the JBL here with the bouncing ends as it plays. So what I want to do now is I want to power these babies up. I want to connect them to my phone. I've never connected them to my phone. I wanted to do that on camera so we could see how easy it is. Some of these things are so challenging to get paired up and to keep paired. Because we opened the JBL first, let's pair up with the XGO. So, oh, it's not a single push. It looks like it's a hold. All right. You could see the LEDs going crazy over here. That's telling us probably that it's looking for a phone to pair to. So go to Bluetooth and let's see if it discovers it. Waiting, waiting, waiting. All right, on the phone, it's the XGO. We're paired up. Let's go into Spotify. Let's play some classical. Okay, so if I have the volume up all the way on the speaker and I try to turn it up more, it pauses it with that beeping sound. That's what was happening. Play button seems to work really well. Now let's look at LED features. So right now the LEDs are kind of rotating this color and blinking. Let's see what else we can do here. Oh, solid red, solid green, solid blue, no LED. A quicker change, and then solid. So the LEDs just, there's a few settings you could pick the color that we want. So basically that's it with the XGO. It seems pretty straightforward, sounds okay. I can't wait to test the sound with other people in the room and see if they can pick out which one is which. All right, so I'm gonna power this one down, and I'm gonna power this one, Flip 6, up. Do you hear that? That's a classic JBL. Okay, so as soon as I power it up, the Bluetooth light is blinking. It also gives me a sound that lets me know it's searching for Bluetooth. So let's go ahead and go into Bluetooth and let's JBL Flip 6, letting me know we're connected. Little sound there. All right, my friends, so what's interesting about the JBL is when I use the volume up and down, it actually controls the volume on my phone. So I think this speaker and the other speakers that I've had in the past that were a little bit cheaper, there's a volume on the speaker, but it's not necessarily the volume on my phone. So I'm adjusting it in two places. This is one and the same. So if I adjust it on the speaker, and I actually really like that. So I don't have two places that I'm adjusting volume. The play and pause button works really well. I don't know why I thought this, but I thought there were LEDs inside the JBL. Not that I necessarily wanted that or need that, but I just thought there were, and they're not, at least anywhere that I can find yet. So the ends don't light up, the logo doesn't light up. So that's the unboxing, that's the pairing. Both were pretty seamless and simple in that process. Now, my friends, the only thing we have left to do is the blindfold test, the sound test. We're gonna bring a couple people in here, a couple people that I might know pretty well, but I promise I haven't given them any information about any of this. It's gonna be a total surprise. I'm gonna get them on a blindfold. I'm gonna play each speaker for them, and they're gonna tell me which one they think is the more expensive speaker. Let's get to testing. Come this way, past the table, right there. back into it. There, you feel that chair? Great.
Okay.
All right. So 2 speakers. I got a cheap one. I got an expensive one. I'm gonna play both for you, one by one, and you're gonna tell me which one you think is which.
Stand up. We're gonna have a problem here.
Okay, that was number 1.
Okay.
Okay, here's number 2. You ready?
Yeah.
Women is women up, give me their lips, mama.
Okay, you heard enough?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we had number 1, which was this one, and number 2, which was this one. Which one do you think was the more expensive speaker?
Number 2.
Number 2?
Yeah.
You got it. Number 2 is the JBL. It's $100. Number 1 was this Bola Buddy, and it's a less than $25 speaker. You got it, dude. Nice work. You heard enough of that one?
Yep.
Okay, great. All right. You ready?
Ready.
All right. Which one do you think is the more expensive one?
The second one.
Number 2?
Yeah.
You got it wrong. Good job. Thank you. All right. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Ready.
Speaker number 1. Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
That's speaker number 1.
Okay.
Speaker number 2. Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
All right. Which one do you think is the more expensive speaker?
Speaker number 2.
Number 2, why?
It sounded much more clear.
All right, take it off. Number 2. Good job. All right, my friends, as you can see, those are some of the most amazing people in the world. They're my favorite people in the world. But you could also see that 2 out of 3 of them were able to identify the JBL over the Bola Buddy. So I will say pretty much hands down, the sound of the JBL is a lot better than the Bola Buddy. However, we're talking about a huge chasm in price, so I would expect that. I can definitely tell the difference in sound between the two, but price is a factor. This does a good enough job for $24. This does a really good job, but I don't know if it's worth 4 times the cost. So JBL Flip on sound, really good. Finally, I did a battery test. And what I did is I tried to film it, but it was impossible to film because both of them lasted so long. What I did is I hooked them to my computer over the weekend. I pushed play on my computer, turned the speaker on, and checked in on it every hour. And the test was challenging because they lasted well over 16 hours, both of them. So I went to bed and I got back up and both of them were still on. So over 24 hours, actually the JBL was right around 26 hours. The Bola Buddy was right around 27 hours. So batteries are pretty comparable between the two of them. So that was an interesting test to do as well. So my friends, I'll let you decide. It's really up to you. How much money do you want to spend? How important is quality of sound? Battery is almost the exact same. And I think you have some great options here for some speakers. Hopefully this was helpful. Peace.